by a silent prayer for 2 minutes. Okay. Thank you for silent prayer. Uh, with the thoughts of we should not give up and we should not allow the problems to defeat us by APJ Abdul Kalam. And education is a manifestation of divine perfection already existing in man, Swami Vivekananda. On behalf of management and Department of Business Administration, I cordially invite to this webinar on an impact of information technology on project management, held by Department of Business Administration, Tirthangal Nadar College. Now, I call upon Mr. B. Ravikumar, Assistant Professor and Head of the Department of Business Administration, for welcoming the address. Please, sir.
Thank you, sir. On behalf of our college secretary and correspondent, we thank our staff members, as well as we are also welcoming all the participants to patient. To welcome our college secretary, and our college principal, Dr. S. Murugesan, our college vice principal, Dr. K.C. Lalitambika, and Professor Asif Tambi, vice principal, our department faculty and colleagues and participants. Welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It is a time to introduce our honorable chief guest. Now I call our honorable principal, Dr. S. Murugesan, for introducing. Please, sir.
Thank you, Prabhakaran. Thank you, Ravikumar. Most respected, today's chief guest, Dr. CHINNIAH ANBALAGAN, Professor of Accounting and Finance, SAMARA University, Ethiopia, East Africa. Most respected, our Secretary and Correspondent in absence here. Respected Vice Principals, respected Mr. Ravikumar, Head of the Department of Business Administration, faculty members from Business Administration, and my dear participants. It is a time to introduce our chief guest. I deem it a pleasure to introduce Dr. CHINNIAH ANBALAGAN, Professor of Accounting and Finance, and Dean of Research, SAMARA University, Ethiopia, East Africa, to this webinar. He has 18 years of academic experience and 15 years of research experience. A highly motivated, versatile, and self-started. He has completed his PhD in the year 2005, and he has published many research articles both at the national and international level, and he is a good organizer of conferences and seminars. He has the credit of being the resource person in a number of webinars and seminars. He has also organized and participated in a number of faculty development programs. And he is known for his wonderful administration and high achievements of this institution. And then he is a philanthropist and renders selfless services to the society. He has molded the life of students and served people with his kindness. I am sure that we will be able to seek a little guidance and imbibe something from your thoughts. I am very happy to have such a personality in our midst. Thank you, sir. Anbalagan, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for your honorable, valuable information about our chief guest. Our awaiting session, chief guest address to the gathering. Now, I'm handing over the session to Professor Dr. CHINNIAH ANBALAGAN to address the gathering. Please, sir, please address the gathering, sir. Sir, CHINNIAH, sir. Please, sir, you can
Hello,
start your
sir.
session, sir. Yeah, you can. For
Hello,
your
sir.
addressing. Please.
Hello, sir. Hello,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Hello,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Audible, sir. You continue, sir.
It's audible, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Yes,
You
sir.
can just continue, sir. Sure, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, shall I start? Shall I start?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, you can start, sir. Please, sir. Please, sir.
Okay, sir. Respected Dr. S. Murugesan, Principal of Tiruthangal Nodar College, and Mr. B. Ravi Kumar, the Associate Professor, Head of the Department of Business and Administration of Tiruthangal Nodar College, and Mr. N. Chandrasekhar, Associate Professor, Department of Business Administration, who will be given the vote of thanks for this end of the successful program of the webinar, and Dr. Ambet Raja, the Head of the Department of the Computer Science, and other teachers, other professors, lecturers, students of the Tiruthangal Nodar College, and all the international audience. Good morning to everyone. Really, I am very happy to see in all the people in this platform. One of my senior professor, Dr. Uppili Srinivasan, also joined in this program. Really, I'm very happy with him. And when you go for the in our webinar title, when you're discussing about the title of the conference, Dr. Ambet Raja has been motivated more for me how to improve and how to develop and how to design and how to finalize a title. Finally, Dr. Ambet Raja has been decided the title and impact of information technology on project management. And I know very well about our college, Tiruthangal Nodar College, who is giving the wonderful platform for all the human beings in the world. And in especially in business administrations, commerce, computer science, and other courses, many students motivating as well as the teachers are very happily teaching in our college, and which will be focusing at international level. So before starting an impact of information technology and project management, so I would like to share about Ethiopia few minutes. So how Ethiopia is motivating for education and how they are developing their educational background, etc., etc. So as you know that Ethiopia is a very small country, and just equivalent to our the population just equivalent to Tamil Nadu, but the land-wise is very landscapes are more in Ethiopia, and everybody are eager to learn education from Indian people and especially the Indian teachers. So because of most of the Indian teachers are teaching here to develop the higher education and improve the higher education in Ethiopia. So because of near about 3,000 professors are here. I think more than 3,000 professors are teaching in different stream in Ethiopia and developing higher educations. So just before, I think 21, that means Monday, there were the prime minister elections happened in Ethiopia. It's a very amazing election. We couldn't see it anywhere in the world, such kind of the elections, because of I am nearby the election commission board, but I couldn't see even the single paper, pamphlet, banners, etc., etc. So why? Because the structure is like that. They are not spending unnecessarily any money, and they are not doing any propaganda like that. So because every teachers we are surprising and what they are doing, how they are conducting the elections, everything really I was surprising it. So right now the Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Dr. Abiy Ahmed, who is handling the wonderful way and maintaining the economical and financial background, educational development, and all over he's handling, and even especially for the COVID-19. COVID-19, we also took the COVID-19 vaccinations. So before starting in India, we reached the COVID-19 vaccination to Ethiopia. So many more countries like that. So why? Because I am saying that the leadership should be that much. I think the leadership should be happening the different the skilled actively persons. So because of it has been taken the lot of adventures which are related with their administrations and which will be focusing at the international level. And before 2 years he got the Dr. Abiy got the International Peace Award. So he is a wonderful prime minister and educated people, and he is moving. If one suppose if I want, I can meet him very casually. So because of that kind of the motivation, it's needed for our people. And when we go for our title, which will be conducting by Tirthangal Nodar College on impact of information technology and project management, nowadays which will be focusing more for the students and those who are doing the master degree, MPhil, PhD, and which will be focusing at the international level, the different kinds of the research and different guidelines which will be accommodated by the concerned colleges, and how we may go for the sponsored project, and how we can accommodate the different international project. And we have the different kinds of the project and project management, and how it will be reflecting in our life in features as a professor, as a teacher, as a research scholar, as a student, as we know that, and how we can develop our research in features. So because of when you're going to do the different kinds of the project, and how it will be effective for the researchers, and how it will give the benefit for the researcher, and how the researchers are actively working on the concerned project, and how we may go for the selection of the project, and when you're going to select the proposals, and when you're going to start up the proposals of the concerned project, and how the information technology will be helpful for the project, and how the information technology, the effect and impact which will be focusing on the concerned project. So because of we are now discussing about the project management and how the information technology helpful for the project, and wherever go differently, we have some the exposure on the different kinds of activities. As we know that we can say the activity research. So different kinds of the activities which are related with the concerned business. Take for example, maybe even the academicians or non-academicians, researchers, or whoever or whatever it may be, which are related with the concerned activities. We are doing something that may be giving some exposure in our life. So when you come to the project, so how we can think about the project and which will be developing their task, which are related with the specific objectives, and which will be deliverable to the completed set of the timeline, and upon the completions of the project, and service related, and which will be developing the different stream which are related with the unique or ununique, and whatever it may be concerned business, and which will be focusing on the concerned regular activities which are related to the continuous or regular activities of the concerned activities that may be the project nothing but, and which will be exploring our task. The project nothing but which will be exposing our energy, and which will be exposing our activities, our mentally how we are, and how it will be developing our activities, and how it will be working depending upon the size or scope or objectives or task, and how we may go for the elaboration of the concerned project, concerned activities, a small activities which will be developing as a project, that project which will be done through the uh, concerned technology or through the some techniques, and which will be developing which are related with our activities. And so what are the major key project terms which will be used by the researchers universally for the concerned project, based on the project size or based on the project factors, or based on the depending upon the research? Mostly we people are using the project life cycle, which will be helpful for start up the business, develop the business, execute the business, monitoring the business. The second one, the project, the scope. What is the scope, and how we can do the research, and who are the people, who are the beneficiary, stakeholders, how we can deliverable the project which will be developed or which has done by the researchers, and what is the different kinds of the milestone which has done by the different authors or different researchers or different projectors or managers, and which kind of the resources we needed for our research activities, and how we may go for the dependence upon the research, and who are the person involving in the project, and who are the respondent will be involved in the project when you're going to collect the data, or when you're going to develop the questionnaire to collect the data, whatever it may be, and which will be depending upon the concerned research. And mostly we are using the different term which will be helpful for the project. So when you're going to enter the management, how we are going to regulate, how we are going to develop, how we are going to improve, how we are going to apply for our project in the management, and how the management is helpful for the project development. The project management is the application of the processes, different methods, skills, knowledge, and experience to achieve the specific project objectives according to the project acceptance criteria within the agreed parameters. So wherever go that, the project management, and which will be exposing and regulating, and which will be managing when you're going to enjoy the final fruits of the concerned project, concerned activities, and how we may go for the our scope, and based on the timelines and the time scale and the budget, and which will be developing the different life cycle, and when you are going to start up the project, how we are going to initiation of the project, and how we may go for the planning of the project, the strategic planning of the project, how we can define the project, and how we can understand of the concerned project, how it will be project, that means the projections of the executions, the project, how it will be executions which are related with the concerned business or concerned project, and how we may go for the final stage, that is the closers. It is a just overall life cycle. The most of the researcher or most of the master degree student and lecturers, we are teaching, learning, and we have to learn the different kinds of the informations which are related with the life cycle. The life cycle, nothing but, and how it will be circulating. Once if we start the project will be continued step by step. When you're going to start with the project, or when you're going to plan, and when you go for the strategic plan, that plan will be executed. When you're going to execute, and we may get the different ideas, different review, and different monitoring, and how we can control, how we can plan, how we can define the necessary things, and how we can go for the review of the concerned project, and finally we are coming to the conclusions, that is a closers. So because of this is a information for the research scholar, how the project life cycle will be helpful for that, and how it will be developing based on the project life cycles. So when you go for the organization, the project management, so the overall, what we can think about the project management which are related to the project management, timing is most important. As a professor, as a research scholar, as a master degree student, as an undergraduate student, as an academician, we should think about any kind of the activities. Now, the project means what? Project means maybe medium scale, large scale, that is different. But in generally, a project means which will be exposing and exposing our internal thinking. what we are having in our mind and which will be reflecting through the project, and how we can do that project within the concerned durations, the time durations. So how we can control, and how we can go for the planning and strategies, and how we may go for the monitoring of the concerned business, and what are the different kinds of the processing, and based on the concerned process, how we may go for the analysis, executions, and different development which are related with the project and the management, and which will be execute the concern the project management for the effective, for the developing the different kinds of the project based on the four P's of the project management. We can see that the most important things is people, product, process, and the concerned project. The four P is most important when you're going to think about that, who are the people and how we can accommodate the resources, and who are the respondent, and how we can prepare. Take, for example, if we go for an academic research, master degrees or MPhil or PhD level, what we are thinking? We are preparing the title, and we are preparing the introduction part, review of literature. We are collecting, we are reviewing, we are reading something, and we are taking some informations based on that. And we may go for further development, and we are collecting the questionnaire data, and we may go for the data analysis. For that, without people, and we can't do it anything. So because of the most important part, people, product, process, and project, and which will be related with the concerned business, and which will be improved or developed or extend up to that final success. And so because of how to use the major four P's, and which will be helpful for our ideas and project development. So as we know that the project management, having the different disciplines which are related to the different planning and executions of the concerned project, based on the different kinds of the application of the knowledge, skill, tools, and techniques, and which will be helpful for improving our activities when you are going to get the fruitful project. And the major, the five, the disciplines are there. One is a process, phases, roles, tools, and methodology. That means a project management process, project management phase, project management roles, project management tools, and project management methodology, and which will be helpful to improve and successful project wherever go in the world. And definitely within that five, we can do all the things, and which will be developing the good research which will be exposed at the international level. So when you go for the project management process, so how we may go for the different, the specific way to develop our project life cycle, or based on the project life cycle, and which will be helpful for to successful completion of our project. So most of the people, or most of the researcher, what we are thinking, wow, we are expecting the support from the institutions, the support from the colleges, universities, the department, all the researcher, we are expecting some of the sources when you go for the process of the research. So we have to think about the scope management. What is the scope of the concern? What is the task? So what are the necessary resources we are having? So how we may go for the completion of the success of the project, the schedule management, the risk management. So what are the uncertainty? So what is the problem and issues which will be happen, which are related with the concerned business or concerned project or concerned activities? So what is the quality and quantity based, how we may go for the research, and who are the beneficiary, who are the participating and stakeholders in the department? What are the cost of the management, and how we may go for the different issues as solutions, and how we can go for the changes of the management. That means a development or promotion, establishment, transfer, exchange, as well as the procurement management. So how we can providing the necessary tools. And finally, the communication is the most important when you go for start up the business, or start up the project, or start up the any kind of the activities. Project is the common word. The project is not a specification, it is a common for all. It is application in the different department. You can apply the project in the computer science, management, commerce, accounting and finance, MSc, wherever we can be needed, we can apply. So when you're going to apply in the different stage or different places or different department, different accommodations, So how we can get the fruitful, the perfect project, perfect result through the consent. So because of we should follow such kind of the project management processing, and which will be helpful for developing our future project management. Second one is that the project management phases. As we know that the life cycle which has been focused on that consent. So how we may go for the different phase, the phases, which will be helpful for our project. It's a we can frame, we can say the design, the framing, how we can start up the research, and how we can go for the planning, how we may go for the execution and monitoring, how we can go for the development analysis and different activities, and finally how we can go for the completion of the consent project, and which will be effective for us. So because of that is the most important different phase, the phase which will be creating the initiation for the consent project. So what are the necessary documentations, how we may go for the assemble the project team, how we can select the team members who are having the wonderful knowledge in the consent project on which are related to the technology or the personal skill which will be exposing and supporting for consent business, and set up the project office. It is most important. When you go for that, we needed one office. If you go for any ISSR project or any sponsored project, or our college will be providing any sponsor for conducting any program for the student benefit or researcher benefit or academician benefit, or PDF, whatever it may be, the faculty development program. So when you're going to sponsors, so how we can start up the program, we are thinking as a secretary, as a organizers, as a person, as a head of the department, we are thinking in the different ways. So why? Because so how we can get it that project which fruitful way, the successful one. So because of we are thinking repeatedly, and we are going to start up the business. And the next step, what we are doing, so all the official documents, all the basic infrastructure, we got it. Then we may go for the planning, how we can execute that project. So create the task list. So what are the most important and what we are going to achieve. So we can make it the budget, where is the resources, financial background, where we can get it. We can get it the ISSR who will be sponsored, and we can go for the different universities or different businessmen or politicians who will be ready to sponsor for the concerned business. We are searching and we are collecting the finance and money and fund for the development of the college project, and etc etc. So communication plan, so how we can communicate through the different media communication or through the different people, and very frequently we can communicate and get the fund from the concerned persons. And every communications we are getting the from different ways, and which will be focusing at an international level or nation level or within the state or within the college level. We are communicating with the different people to get the project and success, and how we can go for the further fruitful success of the project. So make a project schedule. Yeah, we can go for you are having all the documents, all the supporting for you. Then how we can go for the project completion, 10 years, 100 years, 40 years, 50 years? No, we should have that timeline, that time limit we should have, and we can go for the assigning the concern task which will be developing the project management phases, executing next stage, what is the task, how we can go for the executions, and what is the schedule. According to the schedule we may go for the executions. That means activities developing the cost management within the cost, and which are related to the different activities, and how we can give the good quality research, and how we can go for the different activities which will be related with the based on the procurement or the availability of the sources, or how we can go for the collaboration with the different communities, a different society or different international level business, and we can go for the wherever needed we can communicate with the people and we can collaborate the business. And the monitoring and controlling, how we can go for the processing of the monitoring, and finally the reporting the business. Every day we have to check, every day we have to work, every day we have to monitor, every day we have to think about our project while walking, while sitting, while eating, while sleeping even. while discussing with other people, we are thinking about our project, how we can success, how we may go for our project, how it will be effective. So because of which will be developing which are related with the concerned business, and we are having the lot of concentrations, and finally we are going to complete our business. That means a closing of the business, how we can close, and how we can exposing, and how we may go for the reporting style, and what are the different kinds of the statement is needed for our project, and different kinds of the cost billing, and what is the feature research, how we how to success for the feature researcher, how we may go for the releasing the different resources or documentation review or confirmation of the completion of our research, everything, and post mortem which are related with the consent research, and how it will be affecting and effectively for consent project. And if we go for the project management roles, what are the roles which will be needed for us? The project sponsorship, already told you, the suppliers, the team members, the stakeholders, clients, it is most important. And if we go over the project management methodology, so which kind of the methodology we are using, and different ways, the different popular research or popular activities or popular different companies which will be taken over their development. That means wherever go, most of the companies are having R&D department. Why? Research and development. They will do every day the project management methodology. They are applying their practice based on the Agile and Scrum and Waterfall, the Lean methods, the Kanban method, Six Sigma method, critical path method, CPM method, CCPM, critical chain project. The different methods they are going to apply, which will be helpful for our research, and which will be developing our research. When you go further, the project management tools, the Gantt chart we are following. So why it will be helpful for us? Within this month, the month, okay, how many weeks or how many month is left, and how many days are left, and everything we should show in our project. How we can use a dashboard which are related with the content chart. The Gantt chart is very helpful for you, and step by step how we can proceed our research. First month, take for example, month one. This is the proposal we are developing. January, February, March, we are making the schedule. That's a Gantt, who has been discovered the wonderful way for the research. He has been applied the wonderful method for the research and project management to develop our proposal, which will be having the successful research. So when you are going to use the technology, we are using the different dashboard, which will be helpful for the accommodating the different technology, budgeting, stocks, task status, the different team workload, which will be helpful for the different ways. Then we are using the dashboard when you go for the accommodate our data through the SPSS or other different software, and we should know how to accommodate the data through the dashboard. And when you are going to use the computers like this, so we are using the different ways and different computers and different progressive report, and we are preparing the different what I'm saying, the analysis report through the different software. That software will be exposes which are related with the concern activities or concern project. The task list, so what is already told you that we have to take the what are the major, what are the important things, and how we may go for the completion of the research according to our methodology. Take for example, when you go for the PhD or when you go for MPhil, we are preparing. For me, I have done like that. Every day I am preparing the list, the review list. Today, what are the work we are going to do? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 10 work we must be completed today. So if can't able to complete the 10 works, and what are the points left we can keep, and we can carry to the next day. So we can start from that point. So wherever the demand is needed, accordingly we may go for the schedule, and we can complete the work, which will be helpful for our researchers, research projector or project managers. And how we can use a task list which are related with technology, how the technology is helpful for you to assign your work, or you can accommodate your work and analyze your work, and different kinds of the work which will be helpful for you. And if you click Gantt chart, if you click Gantt chart, if the different is Gantt chart, the method will be there. So you can use that method and you can prepare the proposals. So according to the proposal, you can go for your work and research. So because of it may be very helpful for you. The Kanban board, it is which are related with the digital based board, we can use for physically as well as a digitally, which will be representing the production cycle as well as a card and those columns representing the task which will be helpful for you. When I was doing PhD, I have done like that. We have to prepare the research card, review card. Everybody, most of the professors have done like that, and we have to collect the data. That data must be accommodated within that card. Accordingly, we have to arrange, we have to order. So wherever needed, we have to use that card, and which will be helpful for us, maybe based on the digital or the physical touch, and which will be helpful for providing the different schedule or executions or completions or successful completion of the research. The research, the review card, we can say the review cards, and which is focusing in the methodology. It is also one of the good methods, and which will be helpful for the successful research. Because I got that experience, it may be very helpful for the future research or those who are doing the research, MPhil, PhD, whatever it may be helpful for us. So the Kanban board like this, we have to prepare, we have to check out our project status report through that through your computer or whatever the software is available. You can see like this. So what are the necessary column we needed, and how we can create the columns, and how we need the work break system, and what is the title, and how we are going to develop. And finally, we can see the view. What is a view and how it will be helpful for us. And if you go for the left side, you can the project planning. So what is a task and project planning, everything, the time sheets or availabilities and workload, whatever we need, we can keep in this Kanban board, and which will be helpful for our research further to develop. And the Six Sigma, already everybody should know that the Six Sigma, how it will be helping for the quality research identifications, and which is not related that or which will be related that, and we have to go for an easiest way to find out through the empirical statistics, and how we can expertise in that concerned project, and how we may go for the lean Six Sigma, that which will be added in the different kinds of the methodology to eliminate the wastage and regulate the necessary things, and managing the which will be helpful for our research. So because of when you go for the different kinds of the processing which are related with our research, we have to use the Six Sigma, and which will be organizing the systematic on ordering to prevent the wastage, or how we can go for the management or developing our concerned things. So we have to use a Six Sigma, and which will be helpful for effective research and developing our research. And critical path method, which will be helpful for them. So work breakdown structures. So CPM, when you go for we have been applied, most of the people, whenever there is no, we should know, everybody should know that there is no lot of difference. There is no that much difference when you are going to make it the research breakdown, or when you are going to spilt out your research content, whatever it may be. So it is not that much, but we should be arranged according to our interest. That's also because of we have to easily identify how our research is going to achieve, and how where our research is going to develop, and how we can going to develop. We are within the right path, we are within the right track, and we are working within the durations. We are working without any hurdles. We are having the necessary informations, and we are working within that activities. So because of we have to use, and we should go for the analysis, which will be helpful for in future development of the researchers. So critical chain project management, the CCPM, we already everybody have been really enjoyed that concern, the exposure on the research, but we didn't know that whether it is helpful for our research or not. But we have done the research, and whether it is success or not, that is different. But successfully we have to complete the research, or we will be completed the research, because of the chain link must be needed for our research. So when you're going to complete the research, your project, such as the team members, how they are involving, and what are the equipments are available, and what are the office spaces available for us, the procurement link which are related with our research, and which will be helpful for the based on the technical or concerned methodology when you are going to apply in the concerned business. So wherever go that any kind of the companies or constructions company or software companies or whatever it may be, the different kinds of the small business companies, wherever go, they are applying for their development and improvement of the research, and which will be promoting or successful of the research. And what are the project management skill? So mostly the 20 top skill I have been collected from the internet, which will be helpful for the researcher. As that means a research manager, how the manager is going to act actively the research, and how they will have the wonderful leadership capacity, managing capacity, the communication capacity, organization capacity, negotiation capacity, transparency capacity, team management, time management, risk management, problem solutions, budgeting management, how to motivating management, technical writing. Technically, we have tried the proposal or proposal report, adaptability, adjustment with the public people or the respondent or people those who are around the research or project. Technologically savvy, we have to apply how we can apply the technology, how we can use the excel, how we can use the concerned technological background, the reporting style, how to prepare the report. That skill most important for the managers. So how we can actively listening or observing or activities providing to the other people or receiving from the other organizations or institutions, and having the somewhat the research skill and experience, interpersonal skill, thinking somewhat releasing their relaxations from their internal engineering or internal activities. The project management methodology, what are the different methodology, which kind of the methodology very suitable for this project, and how we may go for the developing that methodology, and what are the objectives, objective based methodology which will be helpful for promoting our research or successful of our research, the policy knowledge, and the conflict management which are related with the concerned project. So minimum the 20 major point we should have the manager when you are going to maintain the project or researchers, and which will be helpful for the concerned businessman. You can see that wherever go in the world, the technology and technical is most important. There is a little bit different technology and technique. That technology we have to use it. Now we are in the modern techno world. So wherever go nowadays, we should have the wonderful lesson from the COVID-19. We don't know even Dr. Ambedkar or our Dr. Murugesan sir. We didn't see the face still, but I could see before. That is different. But we are now connecting through the technology. Through this project, this webinar project, we are connecting each other. So many people are connected in this webinar, many students, many people. So because of that technology, through the technology, we can do it anything nowadays. Even we don't know. In future, maybe for eating food also the technology will come. We don't know exactly A to Z. Even after 1 year, baby are ready to use the mobile. That much technology is developing or developed. So because of when the science and technology is going up, the problem also will be increased. When the science and technology developing, as well as the problem also will be created. So plus or minus or more, and we have to motivate the technology, and we have to take which will be helpful for our future life, and how we can develop based on the research concerns. So because of the 17 best project management certification of 2021, I have been collected the wonderful data from internet. The near about 17 as per today, I think. Project management professional, certified associate in project management, certified scrum master, CompTIA project plus, agile certificate practitioner, Prince 2, certified project director, certified project manager, professional in project management, master project manager, associate in project manager, certified project management practitioner, certified Six Sigma black belt, certified Six Sigma green belt certifications, project management certificate, BVO certificate project manager, GPA, IPMA. So different kinds of the certifications nowadays which are related to the concerned project management. Why? Because we wanted to develop, we have to develop our project, our institutions, our at least our internal engineering. We have to improve, we have to develop our internal engineering, and how we can release from our energy, our knowledge, from our body, from our mind, and which will be exposing that project, which whether it is a success or not. Because of we needed to add the management which will be regulating the project which is on the management. So because of there is an interlink between the project and project management, there how it will be developed, how it will be developed, and how it will be used for the further development, and how we can extend and establish our institutions, how we can establish our knowledge, how we can establish our internal engineering, how we can develop our institutions, A to Z, financial background, economical background, educational background, family background, status, validation, adding validation, the different ways we should expose in our mind our internal engineering, and how it will be develop our activities that should become as a project. That project, we can say that that project, and which will be helpful to develop our future development. So what are the major area which are related with project management, which will having the more knowledge? Integrations, scope, time, cost, quality, procurement, human resources, communications, risk management, and stakeholder, which are related to the management, and which will be helpful for our project management. And we should have that the basic knowledge which are related to that, and how it will be developed. And so what are the importance of the information technology in project management? So wherever go in the world, in the modern world, so any kind of the business, maybe the small or large, we needs to manage its project wisely. It is, as we know that even the small project, even the classroom activities, activity research, we can give one concept, the student will be developed. That is also one of the project. The project means nothing. The project is exposing our internal engineering. That internal engineering, how we can release our knowledge into the world. That knowledge should be exposed us to the beneficiary. The knowledge should get some benefit for the future development. The knowledge should get some benefit for the our followers, our people, our society, our community, our nation, our world. So because of how to develop the project and how it will be developed. When you're going to improve your competitions, or when you're going to develop your content which will be developed, which are related to the concern activities, so how we can motivate ourselves, the self motivation according to the situations, or according to the experience, or according to the knowledge, or according to the institutions, or according to the some other activities which will be able to push back our research or plan or project, which will be helpful for the future development, whether it is based on the technology, or whether it is based on the management, or whether it is based on the exposures, or whether it is based on the time, duration, finance, or economical background. And we should go for the effective project, how we can improve through the project, or how we can improve even based on the technology, and how the technology helpful for growing our project, our future, or how we can go for the implementation of the project, and how we can effectively do the project in features. So what are the different ways which are related to the technology on concerned project development or executions? When you're going to streamlining the different kinds of the project executions, can help your team complete project faster and boost your bottom line technology, which will be helpful for the project management and executions, which will be developed concern activities. That means the instant communications, team members are tracking, collaboration, engagement, data management, and workflow automations, which are related to the technology, and which will be helpful more for the our project development. And the revitalizing the role of the technology in project management. So before that, I was thinking about the title like this: revitalizing role of technology in project management. So after that, I was thinking that So why don't give like that the impact? So the impact means it will be covering all the informations or data. So I was thinking about the revitalization, but finally I have been decided the impact. So why? Because of the impact means the impact which will be exposing the whole project. So revitalization, which will be related with the specifications. So because I have been avoided the revitalizing the role of technology in project management, instead of that I gave that an impact of technology on project management. So because when you go for the major the data storage and backup, accessibility and communications, project management platform keep the team up with the deadlines, budget tracker, time tracking. So most important things, these things which will be related with our revitalizing, developing, improving, and establishing, which is based on the different kinds of the technology which are available in our hand, and how we can go for the applications, how it will be helpful for accessibility and promoting our instant communications which are related with the concerned members or team members, how we can go for the organize the team member, how each other we have to communicate and develop our idea knowledge. So for all things, and it will be helpful for our development. So because it is a revitalizing role which are related with the technology, and which will be helpful for the wonderful platform for doing the research, and the most important the team members, and how we can discuss with the team members, and what is the deadline about the project platform and activities, and what are the difficulties, or how we may go for the collaborate, and which kind of the software we can adapt which are related to the concerned project. Everything we must be scheduled, and we can discuss with the team member through the online or through the computers, etc., etc. Budget tracking, we can go for the budget collections or organizing the some developing the organized based project, and how we can collect, how the budget will be, how through the online, okay, we can find out these people, this company, and different kinds of the company we are looking for our bus for the budgeting, and which will be helpful for developing our tracking within the time duration and the completion of the project. And if we go for the another point, the 5 phases of the project life cycle, already I told that the phase, how it will be helpful, the initiation, the project management, and the project executions, the project monitoring and control, the project closures. That the figure must be put here, but somewhat advantages the people needed, because I gave that picture the first, and the explanation I'm giving later, because of which is interlinked between one and other. And so information technology, how the project manager should have that responsibility, and wherever go, as a researchers, as a professor, we can work hard. As a teacher, we are work hard. As a researcher, we are every day, we are working hard work or smart work in different ways, and different data collection, different meeting the different people, discussing the different expert. That is different. But who are the people are managing, who are the people are organizing, that people must be have the more skill than researcher. Organizing secretary must have all the communications and all the things which will be help to develop the project concern. So because of the project manager should have the more information which are related to the information technology, which will be helpful for developing their project. When you go for the responsibility and supervisions of the manager, hires and trains the members of the technical staff, those who are related to the concerned project, assign the duties and responsibility, and oversees workflow of the project staff. The oversees day-to-day the workflow of the department. Conduct the performance evaluations that are timely and constructively. Handle the discipline and terminations of the employees as needed and in accordance with the company policy. Why? Because I am talking about that. The project manager should have all the responsibility. If they are having that more skill than us as a researchers, definitely we can success the project. Even if we have the more skill, then the manager we could not able to complete, because of the sponsor project, the managers or coordinators must be supported to the researcher, then only we can success the research. Otherwise, it's very difficult. So what are the duty and responsibility of the project manager? Project manager assigned the information technology, the IT project, which are related with the management or IT or whatever it may be. They have to schedule the budget and schedule and the scope of the project, everything. And when you go for that, when you are going to develop or maintain and revise the consent proposals which are related with the consent project, which will be included the project objectives, the technology, system, information, specifications, timelines, fundings and staffing, everything should be managed by the responsibility concerns. So when you go for that, the different project milestone, you can look at the different project manages and accounts for the unforeseen delays, then their really schedules and the expectation as the need. So because of, we have to think about the project manager who will be collectively responsibility for all the people. He must be taken all the activities and he must realize and analyze and summarize, and you have to collect the information and submit the project report and status and prepare the statement, everything. He must be perform the all the duties which has been assigned for him as a project manager. And what is the requirement and skill, the abilities of the project manager? As we know that the project managers equivalent to the researcher. The researcher's concept that is different. That means the duties that is different, and the manager duty is different, but more or less in the same pipeline, organized with the different necessary details, and how we may go for the excellent analytical ways, and how we can think about the logical way, and how we can go for the solvation of the problem. That skill most important for the project managers as a projector, as a project manager in the concern, and how we may go for that the excellent verbal and writing communication. That is, I already told you that the project manager should have all the responsibility and skill when they are going to communicate with one and others, or one person to another person, or one research to another researcher, one team member to another team member. He must be communicated in the proper way, maybe the verbal or oral, whatever it may be. He must be communicated clearness. The clear important things must be given as a responsibility as a project manager to success of the project and improvement of the project or development of the concerned project. And he must have that computer knowledge and other knowledge which are related with the concerned software, which will be helpful to develop the project analysis and project exposures. And the education and experience. Okay, the without education, without experience, without knowledge, we can't able to become as a project manager. So we must have the at least one computer knowledge based course and the master degree preparable, and which will be helpful for that. Wherever go, what they are asking, do you have any experience? Okay, do you have undergraduate degree or master degree? So master degree. So well, okay, what is the computer commerce with computer application? Okay, welcome, we are giving the chance. So why? Because that is most important. Nowadays the physical requirement also needed. Why? Because I added this. Definitely nowadays I could see many of the places. I have been seen many countries here also, in India also. It is 100% applicable to India as well as ESA. They are the most of the private institutions. I could see the many private institutions. I have given the many lecture and I have been worked at the different university colleges privately. They are looking the handsome person, white color, height, weight, body weight, like military. They are recruiting for military like that. They are expecting the exposure outlook, external, internal. We should have the external and internal. Internal will expose always the research as well as academic. External, it is just focusing. We can see that even in Tamil Nadu, India, people are saying, if the person is white color, he said that he don't say any lie. He is always talking truth. Then locally, we are using that term that is not true. I can prove here. I am a Senate member in these universities. I am a full-time professor. I am working hard. Whenever needed, I am working hard work and the smart work. I have been producing a lot of research scholars and master degree, MPhil. I have done a lot of work. It is not based on the color. It is not based on the height weight. It is not based on the outlook. It is not based on the handsome. It is not based on the colors. It is based on the internal knowledge. Internal, not external. Internal personality and external personality. Not most of the 100% of the private colleges, they are expecting only the external personality. I am saying very evidence with evidence in India, especially in Tamil Nadu, especially even if you go to the North India, you can see that I have been working all the state. They are expecting external, not internal. If you have the internal knowledge, and you should be cornered, and the external knowledge, externally, those who are looking handsome, that people will be accommodated for attracting the people, not for developing the institutions. You can attract the people. After attracting the people, you wanted to develop that people, you wanted to give the more input to the student, who will be given the more input for the student. So because of, when you go for that, the physical requirement also needed, but not only the physical appearance, the internal and external, both we needed to success our project, our activities, our life, our academic activities. Okay, when you go for that, so how do you start the project management project? So how you are thinking about the major 6 step I have given for full project planning. That means developing the structure for the basic idea. Identify and meet with the stakeholders. So when you go for start of the project, you can identify for this project, for this webinar project, we have been mutually, Dr. Ambedkar and myself, we are talking, and we are saying, hi sir, how are you sir? Okay, fine, good morning, good evening, good night. We are talking like that, and finally we should come into the one platform, means that is a project. That project now is going to success. The project will be success. The first, the introductions, the starting point, identifications, meeting the different stakeholders, beneficiaries, and you can set and prioritize a goal. You can make it the good friendship. You can identify yourself and others around you, and you can go for the and keep in your mind, and which is focusing most important for us, and which will be effective for our future. And you can think about that, this title, that title, this product, that item, and we can go for that. Okay, we can set our goal, we can give the priority for our objectives. What is our objectives? They define the deliverable. Perfect. After that, you can give the perfect idea, perfect informations, and create the project schedule. Okay, we are getting somewhat idea, then how we may go for further development, and how many days it will take, how many hours it will take, how we can project our idea, and who will be supporting for us. Everything we have to do that within the chart. That means we have to use the Gantt chart, which will be helpful for making the schedule, and identify the issues and then complete your risk assessment. So if you have any issues, if you are ready to start your project, already you are designed your schedule, and how we may go for accommodate the different people in that, or how we can go for the different team of the researchers, and how we are going to accommodate any problem, any issues, and who are the right people, who are not the right people, who will be helping for our project success, how we can go for the different assessment, a different problem, how we can complete the success of the program. Everything we should be analyzed, and we may go for the further development. The present the project plan to stakeholder. Yeah, who are the stakeholder? In front of them, we can present, sir, this is objectives, we have to reach this goal, and we can get this much benefit, and future research opportunities are there. So accordingly, we have to go for, and we can go for the success of the project, and which will be helpful for the researcher or those who are doing the PhD or master or MPhil. And what are the steps of the project plan? The 9 steps on how to create the project plan. Already, sir, identify all the stakeholders, define the roles and responsibility, hold a kick-off meeting, so which are related with the concerned people, define the project scope, budget, and timeline, set and prioritize the goals, define the deliverable, create the project schedule, do a risk assessment, and the most important, communicate the project plan. This step we must be applied after that. So what are the key elements which are related to the project planning? This is the same thing. That is a important things. That is the most important, which will be helpful for that, and which will be developing your project. The best practice for the project management. So most of the people are doing in different activities, the different ways. How it will be exposing our project concerns. The set the regular team check, and wherever needed, we have to delegate our job, and we have to think about, and we have to discuss about the team members. Who are the team member? What is the qualification? What is the experience? What is the practical experience? And how we can go for the celebrate the milestones, and we can choose who is the project manager, who is having the wonderful tools, and who is having the idea, and how we may go for the development, the benefit of the project management. So what is the benefit? We are talking about the project technology, that technology how it will be applying, the technology how it will give the wonderful project, and that project how it will be benefit for the stakeholder or public people, and even individual projectors. So better efficiency in delivering the services, improved, increase, enhanced customer satisfaction when you are going to get that information. Enhance the effectiveness in delivering services, improve growth and development within your team members, greater standing and competitive edge, opportunities to expand your services, better flexibility, increase the risk assessment, increase in quality, and increase in quantity. So whatever you need, wherever need, if you develop your project, if you want to develop a project, and you can do the different activities, finally you can think about through that project, through this project, and what is the benefit for us. So benefit in the different ways. We may expect some financial benefit, economical benefit, product benefit. Many benefits are there, but through this research, we should have that knowledge benefit, knowledge gathering, knowledge improvement. And what are the advantages of the project management? When you are going to improve, or when you are going to develop your project, after getting some information, some technologies, some ideas, some activities, and we should have some more the fruitful project means definitely within 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 years, 6 years, 7 years, definitely you should be fruitful person in the concerned research. I have done 7 years PhD in full time. 7 years PhD in full time in Namada universities. So after that, I got somewhat idea. So how the research will helpful for us, and research how the research will develop and in future development. So through the communication, definitely I could see that lively when I was doing PhD, and after PhD, I could realize myself and how we can improve the knowledge, greater customer satisfaction. Definitely, we can get that exposures, the satisfactions, high level expertise. Definitely, there is no doubt we may get. When you are going to compare with PhD and non-PhD, definitely you should have somewhat the difference. You can check within our professors, our teachers, through the approaches or deliverable, teaching, advising, helping, motivating. We can see a lot of the idea. Or non-PhD people, even compared to the non-PhD people, those who are having the project exposure, they are having more experience in the project management, and the greater expert and accurate risk assessment. Yeah, easily we can calculate and assess the people. What are the disadvantages? If there is a advantages, definitely there may be a disadvantages. Maybe sometimes a concerned project should have the more cost. Sometimes some project having the more complexity. Maybe communication overhead, more demand, the lack of the creativity, maybe the creation, maybe sometimes we could not be able to expose our research such kind or in that way. And the most effective project management techniques, most effective project management techniques. So when you go for effective way, and we can think about our objectives and goals. So because of you have to define, we have to define the goal, our exposure, and we have to determine the deliverable activities which are related with the concern, and strategic project planning, the reports and tracking in the right way, management for the different changes. The changes means the establishment, development, and risk management, how we can solve the risk and reduce the risk, and how we can improve our project. And the some of the project ideas, so developing the new product or different services, constructing a new building or facility of the building, the renovation of the building or reconstruction of the building. It's a many project. And renovating the kitchen idea, the somewhat the kitchen development, and the designing the new transportation vehicles, new transport, or increase the transport or establish the transport, occurring the new or modified data system, and organizing a different kinds of meeting like the webinar, international, national conferences, seminars, or different business process. It is an example. We are having a lot of things apart from these, so we can go for the different activities, and which will be helpful for our project, our idea, our mind relaxations, and which will be committing in the different research and motivating the different ways. So what is some effective tips how to manage the project? I would like to give some tips. Most of the people, when you are going to write the research paper or research proposals or research article or any kind of the small articles like that, they are blindly they are starting and doing that. You know what I am doing? The date still I am having the checklist. When I was doing the PhD, I have been followed the checklist. Still today night I could be realized, today I have been, yeah, today in my checklist this webinar is there in this date, that okay, after this I can go for university, another work, it will be going on like that. So which is not covered today, that will be given the first priority tomorrow. So before sleeping, I am keeping nearby, in my bed nearby me, I am keeping one small notebook and one pen. Before sleeping, I am thinking somewhat some idea where we went, this is when we are talking with that person, he has been used that word, what is that word? I am writing the different new words some people are using. I have to write on my road, and I have to check with the necessary resources, and immediately I can develop one article. So how we can write the article? It is very easy, very simple. So because of, when you are going to talk about the research, not only the project means you are thinking somewhat the lakhs of the money we are spending for the project, even the small activities, day to day life we are doing the research, day to day life we are doing somewhat project, more actively project, but we are not thinking about that is a project. When you are going to apply in the different, the formal way, and we should think about the project. So we have to define the project, what is the scope, and you should know that what is a timeline, and you have to assess your availability of the resources according to your research title. So create the project plan, the strategic plan we must be developed. So communicate with the concerned team member who have been accommodated with you, who are the subordinator for you, those who are working under you or equivalent to you or beyond the limit of the research, and you can collect the some informations. And delegate work according to the available resources. Delegate the work according to the available information resources. Communicate with the team members perfectly, then only you can delegate the work. The documentations which are related to the concerned activities, and you have to monitor whether the progressive or not in the project, and you have to use some of the different software which will be helping for you, and you have to follow up and appreciate of the research. When you're going to appreciate, and when you're going to follow up, and when you're going to monitor, and easily you can your research as well as our project. And the lot of things which will be helpful for you based on the concern information which I have been shared for you, and which will be helpful for you, I think so. So most of the computer science people, most of the technology people or technical people should have the more idea than the non-technology people. We are the social science teacher, we are the social science researchers, but when you are going to compare to the scientific research people, and we should have some more the little difference between that people and the non-technology people, that we how to utilize the non-technology people for our social research, and which will be effective for the systematic way of our research. So because the all the things which will be when you're going to recall and realize, which will be helpful for our research more, and easily we can complete or easily we can success of the research. And nowadays you can see that the wonderful project is going on, COVID-19, the vaccination project. That project, when we are going to successfully complete, and easily we can protect, and easily we can ban the virus, and we can remove the virus from the world. So because of that is also one of the project, the different project in the medical line, in the science, in the commerce, the different project. The project nothing but, again I am saying that, which will be reflecting from our internal engineering to the other people, the social or society, which will be used our activities, our excellent, our efficiency, and which will be helpful for them, for our society. So because of this is all most properly I have been covered most of the things which will be the basic for our project, and how the technology will helpful for our effective project and proposals and research. Thank you very much for your the wonderful opportunity. I hope you all the people are planning to go for vaccination to protect our life. Thank you very much for you, for Dr. Ambetraja and Ravi Kumar sir and Dr. Murigesan sir and all the team members of this project, which has been successfully completed. Without you is very difficult. Thank you very much for, thank you one and all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your wonderful and informative, motivating, and effective
Thank you, sir.
speech given today for us, sir. I think everyone would have been so satisfied for this speech. A kind information to all the participants that you have to fill the feedback form, which has been posted in the chat box. It is available for 15 minutes for you. You can just check it over in the chat box itself. Now we came to the end of the session. Vote of thanks by Mr. N. Chandrasekhar, Assistant Professor of Department of Business Administration, Trivandrum College. The session is yours, sir. Please, sir.
Good afternoon to all. It gives me great pleasure this afternoon to propose a vote of thanks. My sincere regards and hearty thanks to our college secretary and correspondent and management members for his caring guidance, encouragement, and encouragement for the successful conduct of this international webinar on an impact of information technology on project management. I would like to express my gratitude and heartfelt thanks to Principal Dr. S. Murugesan for his support and encouragement to conduct this webinar successfully. Uh, my sincere regards and hearty thanks our chief guest, Professor Dr. Chinnaiah Anbalagan, President, IDOPRA, Professor of Accounting and Finance, Research Advisor, College of Business and Economics, SAMARA University, Ethiopia, East Africa, for providing valuable information on project management. We are getting so much information regarding our project management, sir. Thank you so much. Uh, I would like to record my thanks to Vice Principal A.C. Lalitambika and Professor S. Tambi for their thoughtful interest to conduct this webinar. I would like to thank our department head, Professor B. Ravi Kumar, for his kind effort and arrangements to conduct this webinar successfully. I would like to thank heads of various departments and the other department faculties in my department faculties also to participate this webinar and give their great help for successfully conduct this webinar. I would like to express my sincere thanks to Mr. Professor P. Kumar, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, to provide technical support for conducting this webinar successfully. I would like to thank the participants of our college and other institutional faculty members uh, for attending this webinar successfully. Finally, my sincere thanks to who have contributed their help directly, indirectly to conduct this webinar, international webinar successfully manner. Thanks one and all. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable vote of thanks. And it's going to be a very informative session for all the participants and every one of you present here. And we came to the end of this webinar. And thank you for every one of you who have thus participated. Thank you, one and all.